everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please say with me the opening prayer. The energy of love is within us and is us. Whole and complete is the I am that we are. We awaken to the truth of our being. We will this be done within and without. We may come to recognize that we receive all that we give. We know that we have forgiven ourselves when we forgive others and all grievances held within our minds. May we not be led into temptation by the voice of separation, but instead, may we transcend all illusions. For ours is the power, love, and peace of Christ consciousness, found within each of us, who is but the perfect extension of the one mind and heart that is shared by all and is our birthright as the holy extensions of love itself. Please say our affirmation of faith. We believe in one God, the author and energy of all life, whose love sustains the universe and all things found within it. Please say our 5 Christ principles. 1. There is only one energy in the universe. That energy is love at all times, active in everyone, everywhere. 2. We are the divine energy of love, and that energy is found throughout the universe and in all things, whether seen or unseen. 3. We create our experiences by what we choose to think, feel, and believe, thereby establishing our responsibility for our own choices. 4. Through opening our heart center, we connect with the energy of love and bring out the Christ consciousness with us. 5. We express our desire to be of service when we live and demonstrate Christ consciousness in all our affairs.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to those of you who are here this morning, and good morning to those who are watching the live stream and who will watch later this week. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Church of Christ Consciousness. This church came together for those of us who are ready to live the truth of our being. It is time to live in and from the Christ that is within each of us. Jesus is the Christ, our way shower, who demonstrated what is possible for us. So thank you for joining. And today, I want to talk about something that most people never really think about. Emotions versus feelings. What's the difference? Most people, when they think of emotions or when they think of feelings, they think of them in synonymous terms, that they mean the same, that an emotion is a feeling. When you dive deeper into consciousness, you will learn that emotions or feelings are not the same thing. Emotions come from the human consciousness. Feelings come from the heart, our divine center. So let's start with emotions. We all know when we're emoting. Emotions are like anger, jealousy, intense rage. All right? So, emotions tend to be spoken of in a negative sense. That doesn't mean that emotions are negative. They just come from the lower human plane. And I'm going to give you a definition of an emotion, and I hope that it means as much to you as it does to me. An emotion is an explosion of misunderstanding. Now, think about it. How often have you been someplace doing something, somebody said to you, and you became angry? Just like that. It was an explosion. Emotions explode into our consciousness. And that's okay. When we realize that the emotion itself is okay, now we have the choice to embrace it, and instead of allowing the emotion to control us, our anger, our jealousy, our rage, whatever it may, our grief, whatever it may be, no longer has to control us. Why is that? Because in the moment that you become cognizant of that explosion of misunderstanding, stop. No matter what is happening, take half a second, stop, turn within, and go, wow, I am feeling blank. I am emoting blank. This is what I'm experiencing. I'm experiencing anger. Where did it come from? Did you cause me to become angry? Most people get angry because of something that someone else says or does. Why do we allow words to hurt us? Didn't we learn when we were 3 or 4? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me? Well, when did we forget that? Somewhere about the age of 6 or 7. And then what people started saying to us hurt our feet. We say it hurt our feelings. But it really is an explosion of misunderstanding. And what is the misunderstanding? The misunderstanding is that someone else's words can actually affect me. That it can affect you. No, it can't. Unless you choose to give your power away in that moment. No one can make you angry unless you choose to be angry. No one can make you jealous unless you choose in that moment to be jealous. No one can make you grieve unless in that moment you believe you should grieve. And there really is a time and a place for everything. For everything has a season. Emotions are not bad. But recognize the difference between emotions and feelings, which are from the heart, comes from judging. To experience anger, jealousy, rage, grief, is to have judged something as hurting us. In truth, who we are in truth cannot be hurt. The truth of our being cannot be hurt. So every time that we come and we experience some kind of emotion, emoting, stop. Recognize you're in judgment. Pull back and recognize also step number 2. Step number 1 is I've judged something. Number 2, I am being offered an opportunity to heal something within me. There's That's when everything changes. The moment that you recognize something within you can be healed, now the heart has been touched. The heart opens. And now the love that we are can come out. It can begin to flow and heal us. Step number 3 is when we recognize that we're emoting. And we recognize the judgment and that we can be healed. There's something that within us to be healed. Now I can go about healing it. So step 3 is the actual healing. It's embracing. It is embracing that which is within us that needs healing. Now, I'm not telling you you can do this in 5 seconds. In time, yes. But it takes practice. So when you finally leave the experience that is upsetting you, take some time. Take some time and turn within and ask yourself, what did this experience bring up in me? What was being brought up in me? Remember, you're emoting. What is the explosion of misunderstanding? What is it that in that moment you don't understand about your own self? Stay away from judging others or whoever it was that you think upset you. Turn within. There's something there that needs healing. What is it? What is that needs healing? And then comes the most important part. Become quiet. Listen. Listen to what needs healing. It will come. It will always come if you're truly listening. And when it comes, when you hear it in your heart, you will know this is what needs healing. Now comes the feeling aspect, the divine aspect, which swoops in to heal what needs healing. And here is the beauty of it. You will be healed to the depth of the love that you are willing to show yourself. That is to the depth that you will be healed. We can be pretty good at loving others, but we're not always real good about loving ourselves. And Jesus told us in the 2nd commandment he gave, love ye one another as you love yourselves. Well, some people don't really love themselves, and it shows. So you will be healed to the degree that you can actually love yourself. Be honest as to what it is that needs healing. Then embrace it. And what do I mean by embrace it? Become one with it. Realize that whatever it is that needs healing is a part of you. It is a part of you that has been hidden, that we have put aside and locked in a closet because we didn't want to see it anymore. That only hurts us. But when it comes up, we recognize what it is, embrace it, and say to yourself, I love me. I didn't do anything wrong, and I am still a holy child of God. And I am loved. Because in that moment that you're emoting, you're not in love. Usually you're in pain, guilt, and everything else. It's up to us. How long do we choose to be in that negative space? You can be in it as long as you choose. It's your choice. Under the law of free will, the first law You have the choice to be as miserable as you want to be. Or you have the choice to be happy as you choose to be in any moment. We teach that we are responsible for the choices that we make. That's the third Christ principle that we adhere to and teach. We are responsible because of what we think, feel, and believe. The time has come for us to think, feel, and believe love for ourselves, because when we can love ourselves truly, now we can love each other. And we will want for another the same that we want for ourselves. And that was the message given to us by Christ Jesus. Treat each other the way you would want to be treated. Love the other the way you want to be loved. But you can't give to another what you don't think that you have yourself. So if you're living in misery, grief, pain, loneliness, anger, you can't give that, but you can give love. And when you give love, now, here's the difference between emotions, which are explosions of misunderstanding, and feelings. Feelings are not explode like fireworks. The feeling of love has always been there. It's just been hidden. So instead of exploding into your consciousness, it gently reminds you, all is well. All is well. And it speaks almost as if it was a parent to a child that is hurt and wounded. Because that's exactly what it is. And now I'm going to leave you with something that most people don't recognize. We often speak of the ego, the lower consciousness, the human consciousness. The ego is the hurt, wounded child within each of us that needs to be loved, that needs to be healed, that needs to be told it's all right. You're grown. Love yourself, because the ego is that hurt, wounded child that is sitting in a corner in terror and in darkness. But love is the light, so that when you embrace whatever it is that emotes and comes up, recognize that is the ego. It is from the lower consciousness. It is something within you, within your hurt, wounded child that needs to be healed. Love it. Love that child, because that child is you. That child is you. So I will leave you with this today. Remember, emotions and feelings are not the same thing. Step back. Love yourself enough to heal that explosion of misunderstanding. Love yourself enough to heal that inner wounded child. And then go into the world and be the peace, love, and joy that we have been invited to be. Now we come to the time of silence and meditation. If you would, please place both feet on the floor. For those watching, please join us. Close your eyes. Allow your mind to still itself just for this moment. If you have any tension in the body, let it go. Let it go just for this moment. And as we become ever more still, let the peace that is within our hearts rise to our conscious awareness. And as we dive deeper with me, let's take 3 deep breaths. And on the inhale, think God is. And on the exhale, love. This time on the inhale, God is. And on the exhale, peace. On the inhale, God is. Happiness. And now we sink deep into our heart, the inner sanctuary, where peace, love, and happiness await us. We sit in the silence and take it in. We absorb it. We live it. And more than anything, we are grateful for the experience. As we bring our conscious awareness back into this moment, this time, this space, this place, we bring the love, the peace, and the joy with us. And we go out into the world so that we can be the light unto the world by living the truth of our being. Thank you. Now we come to the end of the surface. And I would like to thank everyone who supports this ministry. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this first Sunday. And I hope that you will be back. For those who would like to give, you can go to our website at churchofchristconsciousness.org. You'll find the donate button in the menu, or you can write a check to the Church of Christ Consciousness and mail it to 1650 Margaret Street, Suite 302, Box 352, Jacksonville, Florida 32204. Thank you. And as we bring it to a close, I would like to thank Shayla for reading. Thank you. And thank you, Kevin, for the beautiful music. Thank you guys for being here this morning. And thank you for all who are watching. Be at peace. And may the love that is God, that is the Christ within each of us, guide and direct your way. And may you know that you are the light of the world. Thank you. And so it is.